Hello everybody, I am Applesinger, and welcome to something new I am trying out. I am going to be doing a speedrun of Super Mario 64 DS for the Nintendo DS in the 80-star category. I have never recorded a run before, so hopefully this turns out well. I'm also planning on doing commentary to explain the strats I'm using, kind of how I'm playing through this game, and what the unique mechanics are, especially in comparison to the original version on the Nintendo 64. I'm going to be running the 80-star category, which is essentially any percent no major glitches. My personal best is 1 hour, 34 minutes, 37 seconds, which is significantly behind the world record by really tall of 1 hour, 11 minutes, 33 seconds. I'll put a link to that in the description. I don't use the best route or the best strats, but I've been learning this game on and off for a couple years, and I'm just kind of wanting to document my progress, see how this recording works, and if it goes well, maybe I'll consider doing more recording runs in the future and showing improvement as I get better at the game. And so with that, let's get started right now. So, this game starts with a 2-minute cutscene, so I'm going to use that time to explain what's going on. As I said, you're supposed to get 80 stars, which is the minimum amount needed to unlock the final Bowser level, which, when you beat Bowser in the final Bowser level, it beats the game. You can get into the final Bowser with fewer than 80 stars, but those use glitches which are banned in the no major glitches category. There are 150 stars available in this game. There are 15 main worlds. Each of them have 7 missions along with a special 100 coin star for a total of 8 stars. The remaining 30 stars are hidden throughout the overworld and various subworlds, and they're referred to as Castle Secret Stars. We're going to be getting a fair amount of Castle Secret Stars, as well as at least 3 of the 8 stars from every level except for the first one. So, we see Mario spawning here, nothing super surprising. His name is in the game, after all, but we also have Luigi and Wario, and these are both playable characters, which is very different than the original, and is probably the biggest difference in why I find this remake so interesting. Because these characters actually play very differently. They have different abilities, different power-ups, and some stars revolve around their ability to do various things that the others can't, and need specific characters to get them. And then we have a fourth playable character, Yoshi, who is asleep on top of the castle and then gets teleported down to where the pipes are without waking up. And I'm not really sure how that works other than video game logic. But as Lakitu is about to tell us, all the other characters have disappeared and we need to go save them to be able to play as them. So we're going to get the first 8 stars of this game as Yoshi, which is the minimum amount you need to unlock Mario. So Yoshi is kind of the most unique character in this game because his moveset is, I would say, more based on Yoshi's Island style moveset than a Super Mario 64 style moveset. First thing you'll see me do is long jumping a lot. That's just because that's the fastest form of movement in this game, so get ready to see a lot of long jumping whenever there's kind of long horizontal stretches to cover. Also, the castle's locked, so we need to go find the key. Lakitu tells us there is a bunny with the key in it, and this will reveal one of Yoshi's other key abilities, which is one of Yoshi's key abilities, which is his tongue. As in Yoshi's Island, Yoshi can eat things with the tongue, like so, can collect various items with them, such as if you tongue a star, you will collect it, and we'll be seeing that later. And Yoshi can also turn certain enemies, notably Goombas, as we'll see in a bit, into eggs, which can serve as a form of attack. Now, the problem is that all of these abilities use the A button, which is used by the other characters for more standard Mario 64 abilities like punching, diving in midair, grabbing objects, and kicking in midair. Since all of these things use Yoshi's tongue, are replaced by Yoshi's tongue ability, Yoshi doesn't have any of those abilities which are necessary to complete various different stars in this game. So even though Yoshi's mechanics are pretty neat and unique, they don't align well with how this game is, because this game is based on Super Mario 64 and Yoshi's character design really isn't. So unfortunately, we won't really be seeing much of Yoshi after the beginning of this run. So we've entered Bob-omb Battlefield. We're collecting this first really easy star behind Chain Chomp's Gate. Other than that, all the stars available to us in this level are very slow, so we're not going to be getting any of them. And we're going to head into Whomp's Fortress. Whomp's Fortress unlocks when you collect 1 star. It is the only main level in this game that we're going to be getting all 8 stars from, but we're not going to be getting all of them as Yoshi. We're going to be getting 5 of them as Yoshi, and then coming back and getting the next 3 later in the run as Mario. So we gotta navigate through the castle here. Door's right here. And so one thing I mentioned is Yoshi's ability to grab stars with his tongue. And this is useful for this particular strat that I'm going to be showing off right here to get the shoot into the wild blue star. You would usually get it with the cannon or as Mario by wall jumping up to it. However, Yoshi cannot wall jump in addition to all of his other deficiencies. So we need to get the star a bit more creatively. And the way to do that is by jumping down from here, sticking out Yoshi's big tongue, and collecting the star from above, like so. And as a fast way of getting a star, the fastest way to get it with Yoshi, and also allows us to do one other important thing that I'll show off in a bit, but we need to get one more star first, which is chip off Whomp's block. This is a pretty simple boss fight. We just need to get to the top of the level and defeat King Whomp. So you're going to see just a lot of the same movement to get up top. You may notice I did this double jump into a flutter jump to bridge this gap easier. And we're just going to wait for this orange platform to rise up. And long jump into the fight. So Yoshi cannot attack by eating this thing. This Whomp is too big for Yoshi's mouth. And I got stuck on his leg, which sucks. So I got hit. But we can ground pound it. So you may think that Yoshi's main method of attack is going to be with a ground pound. And that would make sense. However, Yoshi's ground pound is actually weaker than you would think. Every character in the manual of the game is given 3 stats. A strength stat, a jump stat, and a speed stat. Yoshi's strength stat is a whopping 0 on a scale of 1 to 3. And what that means in particular is that Yoshi cannot ground pound through certain enemies. He cannot affect certain enemies such as ghosts. And certain breakable blocks that most characters can break by either punching or ground pounding, Yoshi is not able to break at all. So next star we're going to be doing is the top of the fortress star, but we're going to be getting it in star number 3. The way we do that is, since we've already collected star number 3, we can select it from the menu. And this allows the cannon to spawn, because star 3, remember, normally requires a cannon to shoot to. We can use this cannon to get all the way to the top of the fortress, like so. And then ride this platform up without having to deal with kind of a spiral staircase of those white platforms that is normally required to get up. Now you may think that even though that seemed fast, activating the cannon may have been pretty slow. And you may be right, but we do need the cannon for another star. So it still is useful to activate the cannon to get that particular star. So we're going to use the cannon again to get blast away the wall. And so this particular wall here is breakable. We crash into it. It breaks. And we can just jump into the cannon again and get the star. Note that in the original N64 version, this star was always present, even when the wall was still there, so you could clip into the wall and get the star without using the cannon. However, in this version, the star does not spawn until after you've used the cannon. And so as a result, the cannon is absolutely necessary to get that star. So there's one more star we're going to get here as Yoshi, and that is going to use our owl friend here. Our owl friend will send us way in the air and allow us to land on various platforms that are otherwise hard to reach. And one such platform in this level has a star. And I'm going the wrong direction. It's right here. Okay, so that's all that we can do in Whomp's Fortress for now. because, as I said, Yoshi doesn't have certain abilities that are necessary to get other stars. So we're going to head into this top right corner of the first floor of the lobby, and you'll notice that we have these L, M, and W doors. And so this is actually our character select room. I'm just going to jump into the Princess's Secret slide, which is a hidden star, one of the castle secret stars. But this is relatively straightforward. So I'm sliding down. This is where we switch to Luigi, Mario, and Wario once we have unlocked the ability to do so. Beating certain boss fights hidden throughout the game will give us keys to those doors and allows us to switch to those characters. The fourth door just has a star in it, but the way to get it is incredibly convoluted and takes too long to be worth it in this run, so we won't be seeing that fourth door opened. And if you beat the slide in less than 21 seconds, a secret star appears. Otherwise, there's that box at the end which also contains a star. We will be getting that other star later in the run, but that's not going to be until near the end. So we're going to head back up, maybe, or I'm just going to jump back down and go through here into this brand new room and this brand new painting, which is Sunshine Isles. I don't have game audio on now, but if I did, you would hear that the remake of the music for this level is a remix of Super Mario Sunshine music from Isle Delfino. And this introduces a brand new mechanic that this game has, which is silver stars. If you collect 5 silver stars, and there you see me use Yoshi's tongue to avoid having to climb up that palm tree, you get a power star. And this mechanic was brought back in the Galaxy games, so you may have seen it there. So the star appears in this kind of weird glass cage that we can break, and there it is. So now we've gotten our 8 stars, and so we're going to go into the other, there's another door in this room. I cannot hit the continue button for some reason. And this is the 8-star door. And as you imagine, it needs 8 stars to unlock. And there is one painting in here, and it has Mario's big old face on it. This is how we unlock Mario. So we're going to be entering the Goomboss fight. This is a new boss introduced to this game, and also brought back, interestingly enough, in the Mario Kart DS Mission Mode. All of the bosses in Mario Kart DS Mission Mode are from Super Mario 64 DS. Some of them are from the original, but a lot of them are exclusively from this game. Namely, this boss and also the bosses you need to fight to unlock Wario and Luigi. So this is Goomboss. How we attack him, we turn Goombas into eggs like you saw me do before entering, and then fire them at him. The game developers did not design for you to be able to bring an egg in here, or at least weren't expecting you. Because what you're supposed to do in this boss fight is run around in circles to get to the back side of this boss, take the Goombas that he spawns, and then fire them at him. But instead, we can bring one in for the first hit, then he'll still spawn Goombas. Sorry about the camera there. He'll still spawn Goombas for the first and second phases. We can use them to hit him in the second and third times, respectively, and essentially just cheese this boss fight and make it super easy and short. So now we have this Mario key, and we're going to use it to switch to playing as Mario, who has all of the moves that you would expect him to, same as the original, and is generally much better suited for the mechanics of this game. Interesting fact about Mario, Mario's unique ability is wall jumping. No other character can wall jump. I mentioned Yoshi couldn't, but for whatever reason they decided that Luigi and Wario also cannot wall jump. Not 100% sure why that was the decision that was made, but we're just going to roll with it. So certain stars you absolutely need wall jumps for example, the star we're about to get right now, so they are Mario required. So we're going to do a long jump over here, and there is this switch star, which is the second new star getting mechanic from this game, other than the silver stars. When you hit a switch star, a star appears somewhere else in the level. You have to navigate to it before time runs out. In most cases, the time is pretty lenient. There's a couple of stars where the time is a little bit more concerning. But we got that star, we exited the course, now we're going to step into Cool Cool Mountain. And we're going to get a few stars here. So the first star is going to be slip sliding away. We're going to enter, we're going to enter a slide that's in a chimney. And we're actually really not, you're supposed to survive this entire ice slide and then eventually get a star for your troubles. We can actually just a long jump from the top here all the way down to the bottom and avoid all the kind of twists and turns the slide takes. Here's the top, and we're all the way down to the bottom, avoiding all the twists and turns the slide takes and getting to the end a lot faster. And then kind of wall jump off this back wall to get to this door a little faster. And star appears, and we can just go get it. Next star we're going to be doing is Little Penguin Lost. There's a baby penguin at the top of the mountain. There's a mother penguin at the bottom near where we just got that last star. We need to reunite them. And there we go. We have acquired a penguin. I ground pound there because if you land in the snow, you'll get stuck in it if you jump from a long height. So I ground pound there to avoid getting stuck, and then I just have to re-pick up the penguin. Oh, it's the star. Mario, he'll get the star. The next star we'll be getting is another one that uses Mario's special wall jumping ability. It used to be called Wall Kicks Will Work. It's now called Mario's Super Wall Kick. And it is basically what it sounds like. It's an area that you need to wall jump. Now, I'm going to be getting to that area in a much faster way than was originally intended. You're supposed to use a cannon, but you can actually just, it's directly below another part of the stage, so you can backflip off of that, hold forward, and you end up getting to this part of the stage, which you just do a wall jump like that, and then a wall jump against this back wall here, and the star is right there. So now we're going to be getting 2 more stars in Cool Cool Mountain, and we're going to be getting them together. We're going to be getting the 100 coin star along with a big penguin race down the slide. 100 coin stars, which are different than any stars in the main levels. 100 coin stars do not boot you out of the level when you collect them. So you can, if you collect it first, you can get another star. There are 77 coins on the slide, so we need to collect a fair amount before entering, and I'm going to get more than the necessary 23. I'm going to get about 30 just so that I can miss a few coins and still be safe. If you have too few coins, it's really bad. If you have too many coins, it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to activate this blue coin switch. It spawns a couple blue coins. They're worth 5 coins each. There are blue coin switches in many levels. They'll give you a varying amount of blue coins depending on the level. The fewest they can give is 2, so they're a lot stingier in this level than in others. In others, 100 coins are a lot easier because they give you a lot more blue coins. Okay, so we have 29 coins, that's plenty. We're going to talk to the penguin. We're going to walk a little to the side here before talking to him so we can get a bit of an early lead. But you see there's a blue coin near the very start that's going to start sliding down. We need that early lead to be able to collect that blue coin or else the penguin's going to get in our way. And then now you're going to see what the rest of the slide looks like. I've got 53 coins, so I can miss one more coin, but I'm going to try to get all the rest. Normally I like to have either 100 or 101 coins at the end of the slide, and the reason why you'll see shortly. Unlike every other star in the game, 100 coin stars spawn where you collect the 100th coin. And you cannot jump if you're on that ice bridge. So you need to do a long jump back to get to the star. If you have too many coins, while doing so, then that long jump will be a lot harder, and in some cases it'll be just impossible if you have way too many coins. So so you want to have very close to 100 just so you can do that efficiently. So we're now going to head back into Womp's Fortress and kind of take care of unfinished business there. Whoop. Didn't mean to bonk. What am I doing? Why do I keep ground pounding instead of long jumping? Anyways, we're going to get 100 coin star now, and we're going to pair it with getting the 8 red coins. Red coins give you 2 coins each, so that's already 16 of the 100 we need. And both getting 100 coins and getting red coins take us all around the level. So it just generally makes sense to get them simultaneously. This is a 100 coin route that I made and is really bad and slow, so I would not recommend using it. If you want to actually start speedrunning this game, learn another route. It's honestly what I should do. I'm just kind of stubborn and like doing things my own way. So we've already got half of the total coins we need, but we only have 1 of the 8 red coins. But with this route, we're going to get them all here. So there's 1 there. If you punch these piranha plants, they'll drop blue coins, which are very useful because they give you, as I said, they give you 5 coins. So that's very useful for a 100 coin mission. And we're actually going to do a long jump off the edge here into the cannon. And then we're going to shoot back up to the top like we did for the top of the fortress star. But we actually are going to kind of intentionally bonk. And this allows us to access this wooden plank. Note that I had to do those jump kicks to get the wooden plank to fall down. I cannot do those as Yoshi, which is why I didn't do 100 coins in Womp's Fortress as Yoshi originally. And there are 2 red coins here, and then the last red coin is all the way over here in this area of the stage that actually didn't exist in the original. And I missed it. This area of the stage that I'm in right now didn't exist in the original version. They added it for, I believe, the Switch Star, which we'll see coming up after I finish this 100 coin star. Anyways, there's a ring of 8 coins here. I'm at 92, so this will be all we need. And this is the last 100 coin star we'll be getting. There are other levels where you can get 100 coin stars, and they're not slow. I used to get 100 coins in Wet Dry World. I actually replaced that with the Cool Mountain 100 coins, because Cool Mountain's a little bit faster. And then other times people will get 100 coins in TikTok Clock, but I'm not good enough at that level to get the 100 coin star consistently well. So I just get these 2, and get other stars to make up for not getting certain 100 coins. So the last star we have to get is a Switch Star. This is another star that you can't really do as Yoshi, because you need to be able to ground pound or punch through this, how did I hit that corner? This orange breakable block. And as I said, Yoshi cannot break any of those, and that's how you get the Switch Star. There is actually a very newly discovered, I believe earlier this week, method to get into that block as Yoshi and activate the Switch Star. And it's using, and that can actually, if you have a block against the wall like that, you can trick the camera into unloading the block, I think, and then clip into it and get the Switch Star. But doing that clip is a lot slower than just getting it normally as Mario. So now we're going to do what you're told never to do, which is look directly into this mysterious light. And this will get you to what was previously known as the wing cap stage, but now is just known as the question mark switch. This is the first and last time you'll be seeing the wing cap this run. So you may ask, why am I bothering getting the wing cap if this is the only time I ever use it? And the answer is that this game handles power-ups very differently than the original N64 version did. In the original Super Mario 64, there were 3 switches in this game. There was the wing cap switch, which is where I am right now, and also the vanish cap and the metal cap. And they all gave you different power-ups, and then you used various ones to get various different stars. However, in this game, where's the star? It's over here. In this game, all of the blocks are activated by just that one switch, and which power-up you get is dictated not by which particular cap switch you're using, but rather by what character you're playing as. So Mario gets the wing cap, Luigi gets the vanish cap, Wario gets the metal cap, Yoshi gets a special fire-breathing ability, which is useful for, I think, exactly 2 stars in this game, neither of which we're getting in this route. So it's really only useful in the 150-star run, and even then it's not 100% necessary. The other interesting thing, though, is that Mario's does not always get the wing cap from those blocks. In fact, a lot of the time he gets a power-up known, I don't know what it's actually called, but it's basically a pea balloon from Super Mario World. And this allows you to float up very quickly, which is very good for vertical levels such as this one. It allows us to do things like get this red coin super fast, and then continue floating and get all the way up to this island that has another red coin. And now we've basically skipped half the level. I do need to go back and get this red coin right here. But other than that, we've basically skipped half the level. And in fact, if you weren't getting red coins, if you weren't getting red coins, and you were instead just caring about getting to the boss fight at the end of the level, you can get all the way up to where I am right now just by using that power flower. So the power flower Peepaloon is pretty broken. Anyway, so I'm missing one red coin, but there's a switch star in this level now, which there didn't used to be. And as you know, it's a switch star is spawning right next to where a red coin is. So I'm going to jump over to get that switch star, and then also get the last red coin. So there's a switch star. It conveniently stops your momentum that would normally take you off a cliff. There's the last red coin. It's going to just spawn right there behind the pipe, and we're going to go get it. You may notice me selecting don't save. When I collect every star, it's just faster not to save than to save. Now we're in the Bowser fight. We've got to grab Bowser by the tail and spin him into one of the bombs. You can also spin him using the touchscreen. For this one, it's not necessary for the later Bowser, because he starts pretty close to the bombs. So you just kind of pick a bomb and fire away and miss like an idiot. For later levels, it can be better to use the touchscreen. Okay, let's see if I can not be an idiot. What am I doing? I am horrible at Bowser throws, although I'm not as bad as I'm making it look right now. Okay. That was a little embarrassing. Anyways, this gives us a key to the basement, which we'll be going to in a bit, but we're going to get about 10 other stars first before going to the basement, because there's still some stuff we have left to do, and we have our brother to rescue. So we're going to be heading into the backyard, which is an area that we haven't really explored yet. And we're going to get a bunch of stars there. And then in the backyard we can unlock Luigi, and then we'll do one more level and then head into the basement. So there's a ghost in the backyard, so we should probably go follow it and kill some ghosts. This is the thing, as I mentioned earlier, that Yoshi cannot do. Yoshi cannot eat ghosts, and his ground pound is too weak to kill them with ground. And you cannot kill a Booz with ground pound as Yoshi like I'm doing right now as Mario. Because Yoshi is apparently just too weak. So Yoshi has no way of killing ghosts. So this red coin star I'm getting, which is another star, by the way, that is new to the DS version, is just not possible as Yoshi. I find ground pounds to be the most consistent way of killing ghosts, because sometimes if you try to walk up to them and punch them, if you're facing ghosts, they will turn invisible like that. But it's hard to face something that's above you. Although it did troll me right there, so. There's our one more Castle Secret Star. And we're going to go into another area that's actually brand new in the DS version, which is Battle Fort. Which, again, you can clip into it as Yoshi, but that's only relatively recently discovered. And developers did not intend for you to be able to get here as Yoshi. Anyways, this is another 5 Silver Stars mission, like we saw in Sunshine Isles. And that is what happens when you get hit. That was actually incredibly lucky. That's what happens when you get hit after getting a Silver Star. You lose a Silver Star, it comes out of your body, it starts bouncing around, and you have to collect it. I actually got very lucky that it happened to... I forgot where in the level I was. I thought it was in that brick block, but the brick block's in a different corner. That Goomba has the Silver Star. It's this corner that has the Silver Star. I got very lucky that happened to bounce right back into me. It's annoying to have to chase it around, and then if you get hit again, you lose the other Silver Star you have, and it's just a mess. Don't get hit with Silver Stars. It wastes a lot of time. Anyways, that star is done, and now we're going to head into Big Boo's Haunt. This is another level that's actually completely inaccessible as Yoshi, because you have to kill this big ghost to enter it. So as I said, Yoshi is not particularly useful given the mechanics of this game, unfortunately. So you're not really supposed... Well, I don't know if you're not supposed to. It's very easy to get up to the top of this by doing a triple jump here. That meshy platform I was on does turn into stairs once you get the first star of Big Boo's Haunt, but that star is very slow, so we're not actually going to be getting it. We're going to be getting 3 different ones, as well as, hey, there's a Luigi painting there. We're going to ignore our brother for now, but we'll get Luigi later. We gotta fight this ghost on top of the balcony. This is the first of 3 Boo boss fights we'll be seeing in Big Boo's Haunt. And the first star I mentioned that I'm not going to be getting also has a Boo boss fight, so there's just a lot of them. Anyways, that star spawns way above us, so we can break that, get the power flower, and Pea Balloon up. Just like that. So now we're going to be once again doing that triple jump, but instead of going right, we're going to be going left. Up to the secret of the haunted books, or something like that. The secret is there's 3 books, and there's this order that you have to hit them in. Really not much to it. You saw me kind of charging up a run there. This game does have a run button. Normally you just hold on the joystick, but this game doesn't have a joystick. It's on the DS, so I've got a D-pad. You can hold the run button while standing still to charge up a run. That normally allows you to go through that hallway a lot quicker, but I got stuck on the edge of the bookcase, so I wasn't able to maintain that momentum into the next room. Now it's important that I select star 3, because, as I've said before, certain things are only certain objectives are only possible to accomplish in certain stars. And star 2, which we're going to get right now, is actually not available in star 1. In star 1, you go to this, sorry, there's something on my screen. You go to this basement area, this is rotating, some boos appear, but interestingly enough, these ghosts don't appear in star 1. They really want you to get the first star first, which makes you think they didn't really realize or didn't really care that you could just easily triple jump up to get to the stars up top, but they made it so that you couldn't get the star below. And then another ghost appears. This fight is very similar to the one we just had on top of the balcony, except for it's a little more annoying because we're on rotating ground. But as you can see, it's not really that much different. The star doesn't appear a mile in the air this time. We can just get it like that. And so that's all the stars we're going to be getting in Big Boo's Haunt itself, but you saw there was a Luigi painting up at the top. So we are going to be entering that painting and rescuing Luigi. But first, we need to do it in style. First of all, we're selecting star 3. This makes a very specific enemy appear that doesn't in star 1. And that enemy is a ghost that will appear eventually. That ghost. The one that has Luigi's hat. And if you kill it, like so, you can pick up the hat and turn into Luigi. And now we have all of Luigi's abilities. And if you look on the minimap down here, by the way, the bottom screen is a minimap. If you look at it, you can see that my icon is actually Mario with Luigi's cap. Anyways, we're just back up here. Didn't really miss that much. Now we can backflip up top, because Luigi has a very good backflip instead of doing the wall jump we did earlier. And we're going to rescue Luigi as Luigi. So what this cap does allows us to use Luigi's special ability, which, if you give Luigi a power flower, he turns invisible. It's essentially the same as the invisibility cap in the original version. And there's a secret star in this particular Big Boo rescue that you need the invisibility cap to get. And it's through that painting at the very end of this hallway. You can only pass through it when you're invisible. By the way, a quick note about that area I was just in. That was actually supposed to be a maze. You just kind of go right, left, right, left. I accidentally saved. You're not supposed to save. It's slower. But, oh well. It doesn't waste that much time. You just go right, left, right, left. There are actually, I don't have the game audio on, but there are actually audio cues. The boo, there's a ghost that will kind of laugh out of either just the right speaker or just the left speaker. And you're supposed to use that to judge whether to enter the right door or the left door. If he laughs out of both, maybe the one straight ahead. But he never actually laughs at both. It's either just the right or the left. And you just go right, left, right, left. Very easy to memorize, so I don't need to have the audio on for that. Now we're in a King Boo fight. He'll either appear in the foreground or in the background in a mirror. It's RNG where he spawns, so hopefully he doesn't spawn like very far away in the corner like that where it's hard to get to. And in particular, you hope he spawns in the center on the last hit, which that's pretty close to the center, which is nice. Because he will spawn a Luigi key, and the key will spawn diametrically opposite to wherever you killed him. So if he spawns closer to the center, it's less of a distance to get this key than if he spawned all the way in a corner. So we're finally done with our Boo boss fights, and we can switch to Luigi, who is the best and most broken character in this game. So as we mentioned, Luigi has the ability to turn invisible, which we'll see for several stars in this run. Luigi also has the fastest walking speed, swimming speed, and highest jump in the game. So he's very useful for all of those reasons. One second, I'm dealing with my splits here. Okay. And Luigi has a very broken backflip. As you saw earlier, it jumps super high, but it can also be used to cover very large horizontal distance, as we'll see coming up in this level right here. We are entering Jolly Roger Bay, which is the first water level. And we want Luigi for this because Luigi has the fastest swimming speed is tied to running speed, and Luigi has the fastest running speed. So this level has a Koopa shell in this block, which we can use to ride across the surface of the water. And then we can just press the R button to break the Koopa shell. And now we can swim down to where we need to go, which is luring out this eel so that we can enter the ship. Note how fast Luigi's swimming here. We are going to have to do a water stage later as Mario, so you'll see kind of the difference in swimming speeds. We're going to enter here. This one chest has the ability to somehow drain the water. Not really sure how that works. Also, in the N64 version, there were 4 chests there instead of just one, and you had to hit them in a very specific order to actually get the water to drain. They changed it to 1 here. Not really sure why they did that, but makes it quicker, so still not complaining. Now we're doing Can the Eel Come Out to Play? So that eel is no longer guarding the ship, but he is guarding a different star. So we're going to go get it. Once again, Koopa shell all the way over to the end of the level. Now the ship's in the way, so we kind of have to break it here. The ship rises to the surface, I guess, because the waters come off of it. That actually makes some amount of sense. And we're going to be using that ship later, in the 3rd star we're getting. But first, we gotta kind of stand here. There's a star on his tail. We just kind of camp it. And then it'll spawn directly below us, so we just need to swim down into it like so. So the final star that we'll be getting is Blast of the Stone Pillar. And it usually requires you to use a cannon to get over to a pillar, and then jump off the pillar onto a platform. However, Luigi's backflip is broken and allows us to get to that platform all the way from the ship. And I'll show you how here. So first of all, we're going to ride the Koopa shell over to here. Hit this switch that will spawn blocks that allow us to get onto the ship easily. Going to get on top of the ship. And then right here. So see that star all the way in the background over there? We can backflip directly into it, like so. because Luigi, after backflipping, twirls to the ground very slowly. And so while if you're just trying to get straight up, this might be a little slow because he descends very slowly. If you want to cover a lot of horizontal distance, backflip is the best way to do it. Because it goes high up in the air and it descends very slowly. So when the time it takes you to get back to your original height, you can move significant distance, which is what I just did to get that particular star. Anyways, now we are heading into the basement, and we're going to be heading into Shifting Sandland. Which is just hidden in this wall. So the first star we're going to be getting requires us to get another Koopa shell. Going to jump up here. Get a Koopa shell. And we're going to use it to stand on... You see these pillars here. There's 2 here. There's also 2 on the other side of the level. And we're going to stand on the 4 pillars. And this will cause the top of this giant pyramid in the middle to break off and we can enter the top of it. This is usually required to access a certain boss fight, which is the IROC boss fight, but this is actually pretty slow to do the boss fight. However, there's also a star at the very top of the pyramid, and where this spawns us happens to be right next to the star, so we can just jump out of this and dive into the star and get it immediately like so. And so that's a much easier way of getting it than climbing all the way up the inside of the pyramid, which is nice. And we have 30 stars, which means that we can unlock the second Bowser, but we just entered the basement. We have many more things to do here. So we're going to get 2 more pretty quick stars here, and then we'll be done. The first one, you may have seen when I was taking the shell up to the top of the pyramid. There's just kind of a star sitting on the outside here, and we can just triple jump into it like that. It's one of the quicker stars in the entire game, really. And then you may have seen a bird that had a star just kind of flying around the stage. So we're going to get that. The bird goes up to these pillars. So we're going to go to this pillar over here because this is closest to where the bird is and where the star spawns. And we're just kind of wait here for the bird. Should be right about here. Yeah. So jump into the bird. Bird loses grip on the star. And then we can, I'm just going to align this, so hopefully this works. Jump, dive into the star like that. If you miss that dive, you get stuck in the sand, and then you have to jump out of it, and that wastes a little bit of time, so that's why I took a little extra time to align that dive into the star. Now we're going to head into Lethal Lava Land, and we will be getting every star here except for the 100 coin star. And so this is the second most stars we're going to be getting in any level. So first off, we're going to boil a big bully. So here's where you start to see how good Luigi's backflip is for movement, because we can get all the way across the stage in essentially just 3 backflips. There's 2 backflips here, a little bit of running onto this platform, and then a 3rd backflip, and then we're all the way on the other side at the bully fight. Believe it or not, this fight is actually slightly harder as Luigi than as Mario. I guess to compensate for the fact that Luigi has the best jump and speed stats, the devs gave Luigi the worst, or a bad strength stat. He has a strength stat of 1. Mario has a strength stat of 2, so when you hit bullies with Mario, they actually get knocked back further. So doing the bully stars here in Lethal Lava Land is actually slightly harder as Luigi than as Mario. But all the other benefits of Luigi, it makes a lot more sense to play as Luigi for this level. And as I said, Yoshi has a strength stat of 0. Wario has a strength stat of 3. And so we will be needing Wario's great strength in Hazy Maze Cave, which is the level we'll be doing after this. So we're going inside the volcano, going to damage boost up onto this platform. You're supposed to ride it all the way until you can jump onto the pole, but with Luigi, you can just backflip there immediately. Climb up to the top of the second pole, and there will be a nice shiny star waiting for us. So now we're going to select that star we just got, star 6, because in stars 6 and 7 there is a Koopa shell that spawns. And that Koopa shell is going to be useful for movement to get to star number 2, which is very far away, and unlike in the first stage where you could use Luigi's backflip to get over, these platforms kind of rise and fall in lava, so it's a little bit trickier to get the backflip to work properly, and the shell allows us to knock back these bullies a little more efficiently. I don't know if this is the best way to get this star, but I find the shell to be a lot easier for getting the bully star, because you can just combo that big bully immediately. As I've said, Luigi has a little bit of a weak strength set, so that's much easier to do when you have the shell to aid you, just to instant combo, than trying to punch them directly. So now we're just gonna kind of get the rest of the stars in Lethal Lava Land in order. First off, 8 red coins. This is like the laziest 8 red coin design. It's pretty cool, but it's a little lazy. So there's this classic sliding 15 puzzle that has Bowser's face on it that trolls you because the platforms move out from under you. If you're fast, it won't troll you, but I made a slight movement mistake, so I got trolled. A little sloppy, but we got the star. Yeah, so all the red coins are just in that one self-contained area. Even if you mess up a little bit, like I did, it's super fast. Interesting fact, when the puzzle will actually reassemble, like, properly to get Bowser's face, and when it does, coins will appear on all of the little 15 pieces, so it's very good for getting the 100 coin star. Anyways, I've collected the invisibility cap as Luigi to phase through that wall and get that star super quickly. You could backflip from that platform over to the star without actually taking damage from the lava, but it's faster to long jump because, as I've said earlier, and as you've seen, the descent from the backflip is super slow, and we have the health to take that damage. Now we're going to be heading back into the volcano because there's actually a second star there. Failed the damage boost. And now I'm dead. I don't know how that happened. Regardless, that's not as big a deal as you think, because if you die in the volcano, you spawn right back in the volcano. So even though I did die and it was dumb, I can just get right back to it, and I don't actually lose that much time from dying there. So we're going to go back up to where the star was on top of these poles. And then we can actually backflip to where the other star is. Normally, to get this other volcano star, you'd have to go in some sort of circular spiral fashion up along the outside of the volcano. But we can just float into it like that. And now we just have one more star left to get in Lethal Lava Land, and that is the new star in this level that wasn't in the N64 original. So I'm not sure if I said this earlier or not. The N64 original, there are only 6 missions per level as opposed to 7. And in most cases, the added mission is either a switch star or a silver star. Just the 2 main new ways of getting stars in this game. And so this one's a silver star mission. So we're going to be riding around Lethal Lava Land, getting silver stars that are on these kind of outside platforms that really don't have much purpose in the other levels other than a few coins and 1-ups. But now they all have silver stars on them, so that level design actually makes a little more sense. And our last one is coming up here, and the star spawns all the way over here, right next to where the power flower was. Now we're going to be heading into Hazy Maze Cave, which is the only time where you will see Wario. So one thing I didn't mention about the caps is that usually to see a character's cap appear in a level, you have to unlock them. So for instance, I could get Mario caps in all these levels I'm going to because I can unlock Mario, but for the most part I cannot get Wario caps because I have not unlocked Wario. However, there are very specific circumstances where the game actually will let you get caps kind of when you're not originally able to. And one of them is you can get Luigi and Big Boo's Hunt. And the other is that you can get Wario in Hazy Maze Cave. So you just saw me get a star from Toad there. There are 3 Toads in the castle that give you stars. We'll be getting stars from all 3 of them. Anyways, now I'm grabbing the invisibility cap. And you may think I should be falling through this platform, or maybe this platform that look kind of semi-solid meshy. But no, you're perfectly fine. Okay, so you may think that when I enter this next room and I have a very similarly textured wall made of mesh that I can't pass through it, but you can and you get a basically free star out of it. I'm not really sure why the textures are designed that way, but it makes it very easy to get that star as Luigi. Normally you'd have to go into this toxic maze area and ride a slow elevator up from the bottom up to where that star is, but instead you can just go right through the wall. The other toxic maze star, you also could ride along elevator. With Mario, you can wall jump up to where it is. With Luigi, you can use this black brick here to do a triple jump, if I just align this properly. Like so. And now I'm up on top here, and I got a star. We will be seeing that black brick later in this level, and we'll actually be opening it. But we need a special someone to be able to do that. And that someone is Wario. Wario's the slowest character in the game and has the worst jumping ability of anybody in the game. However, Wario has the best strength stat in the game and is the only character capable of breaking through those black brick blocks, which you saw there, as well as those boulders, which you saw kind of raining down on me. So Wario is required to get a fair amount of the stars in Hazy Maze Cave. He also gets the metal cap, which is useful for a couple of stars, but none in this particular run. And so we're going to swim over here and visit our friend Dory here, who has a Wario cap. And if you notice, there's an island in the middle with the boulder, and I said only Wario has the strength to break rock. So we're going to swim painfully slowly back to where the rock is and punch it to pieces and get ourselves a star. Now that we've done the first star, in later stars the Wario cap will appear much closer to the stars of the level, and that'll let us get 2 other stars that are Wario exclusive. Yeah. So first off, we're going to be getting the new star in this level, which is a switch star. And is a switch star that is hidden behind a black brick. So I need to get this Wario cap right here. Jump between those 2 fire pillars. I'm grabbing here just so I don't take damage. And then I'm going to get over here. And there is this black brick block with a switch star inside of it. This switch star has super tight timing. And Wario sucks at moving fast. So we're going to get hit intentionally to get back to Luigi and get the switch star. So I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but if you get hit while you have a cap, you lose the cap and become whatever character you started the level as. So since I entered as Luigi, became Wario but got hit, I became Luigi again, which allowed me to make that triple jump up to where the switch star is. Wario is not capable of making that triple jump. He has to go kind of a long way around. That's very slow, easy to fail, and the timing is tight just because that switch star, for whatever reason, is a lot less lenient than most other ones in this game. So now we're going to break this black brick block. Bit of a tongue twister there. And we get a mushroom, or I believe in this game it's called a super mushroom. And anyways, it's the inspiration for the mega mushroom that you've seen maybe in the new Super Mario Bros. Series, and I think also in Super Mario 3D World. But anyways, this allows us to just walk into boulders to break them, and the 5th boulder happens to have a star in it, which we will collect. Okay, so now we need to actually switch back to Mario to accomplish our next objective, because we need to go into Bowser in the Fire Sea, and it is behind one of those big double star doors, like you saw entering Bowser in entering the first Bowser stage, Bowser in the Dark World. A weird mechanic of this game is that the only character that can unlock the star doors is Mario. Even if Luigi has enough stars, he cannot unlock the star doors. Once Mario unlocks it, any character can enter, but Mario has to be the one to unlock it first. So we're going to actually be doing the Fire Sea as Mario, even though Mario's a little slower as a character, just because it's necessary. I'll also point out that there is a route this game that the world record uses that actually doesn't unlock Luigi. There are harder ways of getting stars and some slightly different stars that you have to get to substitute for the ones I'm getting with the invisibility power-ups. But that is a little bit faster because it does take a lot of time to unlock Luigi. But if you're just learning this game, I would recommend using Luigi because it's a lot easier, Luigi's a lot more forgiving, and you get more easy stars, even if it takes a lot of initial investment. So we're going to first get chests in the current. There are 3 chests that you have to unlock in a specific order. When you do, they'll spawn a star. Once again, for whatever reason, there used to be 4 in the N64 version. The first 2 I got, and then you would have to get one that's kind of directly below where I am right now. And then you would get a 4th one back in the middle where I got the 3rd one. Once again, they're just making this game a little easier in very bizarre ways. So you might notice that there is something that looks like a hole kind of behind the, nah, crap, selected the wrong star. Anyways, there is something that looks like a hole behind Dire Docks, and when you get this board, the Bowser Substar, Dire Docks will move back and reveal that hole, and that is Bowser in the Fire Sea that you can enter. Now, what you want to do is you want to get all the stars that you need in Dire Docks before getting Bowser, before getting this Bowser Substar, because then you don't have to run all the way back and losing a couple of seconds of movement time. However, I meant to select star 2, which makes a certain other star that I want achievable. I unfortunately did not do so. I didn't hit right fast enough while mashing A to select a star. So I have to waste a couple seconds of movement. It's not the end of the world. It's just easily avoidable. Dumb mistake. Anyways, so you're supposed to swim all the way around the sub and use some bricks, one of those brick switches to get on. But here's an alignment trick. But you can get on these propellers, and this is an alignment trick I found. If you ledge grab off the backside, you can turn the camera to face behind you, and it's very easy to do a triple jump, whoop, straight like that. And that gets you a star. And now we're going to re-enter Dire Docks, even after it's been pushed back to get the last star that we need. Which is a kind of notorious star, which is the Manta Ray star, where you have to swim through a bunch of rings. These rings have the worst hitboxes of, like, anything in this game. They're really bad in the original. They didn't make them much better here. You can just swim straight through the center of rings and still miss, and it's a mess. Like, as you've seen, I am definitely swimming through all of these rings, and they just started counting for some reason. Because this is, like, one of my least favorite stars, just because the hitbox is so bad. We're not going to enter Bowser in the Fire Sea. Sorry about that, I was just getting some water. So there are, once again, as in the first Bowser stage, 2 stars here to get. There is a red coin star and a switch star. I'm only going to be getting the switch star, because the red coin star takes a while, and I'm not very good at getting it without dying. My movement's been a little sloppy here, which means I'm probably going to miss a cycle, which is unfortunate. But, oh well. Not the end of the world. So we're going to jump up here. So this platform goes up and down, and hopefully you can get it while it's going up, because you need it to be in the up phase to jump up there. I think that was a cycle slower than what I usually get if I don't have that movement failure at the beginning, but I'm actually not 100% sure. This area is scary. I'm playing this very cautiously. I could have just jumped across, but it's very easy to get combo burned and just die immediately. So I'm waiting till I know it's safe. The size of the platforms that you have get bigger and smaller as they kind of sink and rise and... Whoop. Missed the jump up there. A little bit of a sloppy end to this Fire Sea, but it is sloppy Bowser in the Fire Sea. Well, anyway, switch stars here. We have to go back across that area of death. That's very easy to die in if you make mistakes. Kind of rushing this a little because the timing was good, and once again, switch star is time sensitive. Gonna get that bomb out of the way. Wait for these platforms to kind of reappear. And then jump to the end. If you get... I didn't get burned on the way back, but if you do, the switch star does heal you, which is nice. So you have healing and the switch on both sides. Where am I? Anyways, okay. You have healing on both sides, which is nice. Anyway, so we're entering the Bowser and the Fire Sea fight. So Bowser's going to tilt the stage and kind of stand there while the stage is untilting. If you grab him at the right time, it's known as early grab, and you can grab him before he starts doing anything, which I grabbed him too early, so I got hit instead. And now it's going to be annoying, and I have to hope he doesn't start teleporting like that, which makes it a lot harder to grab his tail and turn him into the bomb. If he stops like that, he's going to start breathing fire, but that's fine. And there's the throw. Didn't miss any this time. That's good. Missed throws on Fire Sea are very costly because when he jumps back onto the stage, he starts tilting it again, so you have to wait again, and it's possible that you miss that early grab again and start tilting the stage, and it's just all kinds of... And he starts teleporting, it's just all kinds of bad. Anyways, I am now 59 minutes and 43 seconds into the run. By my standards, if I'm under 1 hour at this point in the run, this is a good run. I'm 20 seconds ahead of my personal best, despite all the mistakes, so I'm pretty happy with how this is going, but a lot of this run depends on the end. So we're just entering Fire Sea for the purpose of leaving it to get back up to the lobby more quickly. We're switching back to Luigi. And we're going to head into Wet Dry World. So Wet Dry World, we're only going to be getting 3 stars in. They're all pretty short. The main gimmick of Wet Dry World is that where you jump into the painting dictates where a water level will spawn. We want to jump into the painting twice on the medium level and once on the low level, or else it loses time. Especially if we don't get the low level jump. So there's 2 stars we need at this medium level. We want it to be medium because it allows us to get to this platform quicker without having to swim as much. So the first one we're going to be getting is kind of on top here. So there's top of the town, which is you do a you can do a triple jump from this platform and jump into the star like that. And I just noticed my DS is running out of battery. That's not good. Ah. Okay. I don't know. Ah. Okay, I need to get this camera situation fixed. I didn't realize my DS was going to just run out of battery in the middle of the run. What's a way to do this? I guess this is going to be good enough for now. I'm sorry, I can't really do this much better. Anyways, there I used the Luigi invisibility to get that star super quickly. Normally you'd have to trigger one of those platforms to move, then go all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, sorry about how this light is reflecting on the camera. It wasn't a big deal, but based on where my DS charger is and the fact that my DS is running out of battery, yeah, this isn't looking great. Anyways, I'm gonna just keep playing and hope that this turns out well, but I'm sorry that this quality kind of turned to shit. My DS cord isn't long enough to reach where where I was recording earlier. Anyways, we're in Tiny Huge Island now. The gimmick of this stage is when you enter the pipes, the world goes from tiny to huge. And so this is now a lot bigger, as you notice. There's 5 piranha plants here. You kill them all, you get a star. Pretty straightforward. Star spawns right here. I think I might have done that a little too early to get... Yeah, I did that a little too early to get the star. Hopefully, okay. This is, I think, as good as this is going to get with This is about as good as it's going to get with camera positioning-wise. I'm sorry that there's... The light in my room is just very inconveniently located. I'm trying to tilt the screen so that's out of the way, but it's just kind of meh. It's kind of annoyingly in the way. I'll try unplugging this in like a few minutes to see if it's charged enough that I can do the rest of the run from how the camera was initially set up. Anyways, this is top of the huge island. Not much to it. It's faster to get onto the huge island by doing that tree jump and entering the pipe than by entering... You can enter directly into the large world, but that corridor is longer. And to get up top takes longer if you're not starting from that pipe, which is already kind of halfway up the level. So now we're doing a rematch with Koopa the Quick. Koopa the Quick only wants to race Mario, so we actually have to grab this Mario cap here. And then race Koopa the Quick. Which is bad, okay, not bad. It's actually very important that we do not get hit while doing this star, because if we get hit, we lose our Mario cap, and we get immediately disqualified from the race. Because Koopa will say, hey, if we finish as Luigi, he'll be like, hey, you're not Mario. Get out of here. And he won't give you a star. So this is why I could try, like, jumping over these boulders, but it's not worth the risk, because if I run into one, I lose my cap and my ability to get the star. So I'm doing this a little bit more cautiously. Still being Koopa the Quick. He speeds up once you finish the race, so it does cost a little bit of time to do the race more cautiously like that. And if you were playing not as Luigi, then you could be a little more aggressive with the strategy. But I just decided I kind of have to play that a little bit safe. Okay, so we've got two more stars to get. Oh my god. 2 more stars to get in this level, and they are both actually new stars to the DS version. They took out, if you remember, the 5 secret star in this level that was initially here, and replaced it with 2 new ones. First one being another Klepto star. Klepto just comes to this island, and a star spawns here. So it may look, I'm jumping right where the star is, so it may look like it just falls right on top of you, but regardless of where you hit Klepto, the star will fall right here. Which is why I went all the way out to the island before getting the star. And then finally, we're going to be getting the Switch Star. Switch Star is in the same area as a red coin star is, but it's just a little bit quicker, so because you have to collect 1 star as opposed to 8 red coins. So we're going to be getting that first. It's in the big half of the level, so we do need to go through the pipe. And we can enter this as Luigi in style by backflipping right into this hole. And then we can backflip again, grab onto the ceiling, activate the Switch Star. Switch Star spawns over here, backflip up to it. Normally you'd want to wall jump as Mario, but we're Luigi, we can't wall jump. And that is the end of Tiny Huge Island. Now we're heading into Tall Tall Mountain. Tall Tall Mountain, I would say, has some of the most different strats in this game as in the original, just because of how the mechanics work. First off, we've got a Toad right here, who gives us a star. As I said, there are 3 Toads that give you stars. This is the second of them. The last one's going to be near the end of the game. And once again, sorry for messing with the camera. I'm just trying to find a way to do this so that the light isn't in the way. We're going to be scaling the mountain now, which involves going all the way to the top of this mountain. We're going to use this wind current here. Whoop. Did not mean to get hit by that mole. Star can be a little bit trolly. I'm not the best at consistently moving up this particular area. And we will be seeing this area again because this is where, as you saw, there are some red coins, and this is a level where we're getting the red coin star. But we can just backflip. From here, we can just kind of do 2 backflips up and skip a lot of climbing and jump into that star. So now, we're going to use a mechanic that's new in this game, at least compared to the original. There's an owl in this tree. After mission 1, there becomes an owl in this tree. So we couldn't use it to get up initially, but we actually want to get all the way up to the top again. So we need this owl. In the original game, the only owl was the one you saw in Womp's Fortress. Here, there's one in Womp's Fortress, one in Tall Tall Mountain here, and also one in Cool Cool Mountain. Although the one in Cool Cool Mountain isn't quite as useful because you have that warp up to the top. But we're going to be getting the invisibility cap. Invisibility power flower, I should say, to get a star here that Chuckya could not be more in the way of. So, this star right here, you usually get by entering a secret painting on a mountain and then going down the slide. However, the slide is slow, and doing that is fast. In the original version, that cage that I just used the invisibility cap to go through isn't there. So it's easy to just get through it without you can just kind of jump kick or backflip off the top where I was from and just get that star really fast. However, now it becomes that kind of meshy thing, so you actually need to go all the way up to the top, get the invisibility cap as Luigi, and then get the star like I did it. And it actually is it's a bit more difficult than I made it look, because if you enter too low, there's an invisible wall. So you have to enter the very top of that mesh area, like I did. Anyways, I'm getting red coins here. As you saw, there are 4 on kind of those mushroom pads. And then there's 4 up in this area where it was earlier. Great. So that is, unfortunately, me misaligning my jump and dying after collecting all 8 red coins, which really, it shouldn't be that hard to get that red coin star, but I make that mistake pretty frequently. Oh well, it's not that slow of a star to have to recollect. I'll just pay a little more attention. Oh my god, what am I doing? What am I doing? As I said, this area can be a little bit trolly. A little bit trolly. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. We got it. That took longer than it should have because I died once, but oh well. And now we're going to get probably the quickest star to get in this game. Actually, maybe the pyramid one and shifting sand lines faster, but this one's pretty quick also. It's called Blast of the Lonely Mushroom. You're supposed to use a cannon shot, but Luigi's backflip is incredibly broken, so we can actually backflip from here all the way over to this star that's randomly out in the middle of nowhere. And finish. So now we're going to head into Snowman's Land. That's Snowman's Land. Which is in here. This is another painting that is just kind of looks like a wall. Okay, so first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go into an igloo. We're going to do this by using our broken backflip to get from that platform all the way to here. You have to crawl in because otherwise your hitbox is too big. There's a Bob-omb bunny here, which will open a cannon, which we'll use later, so we need to talk to him. And then we get a power flower. And this allows us to use our invisibility cap to get that star very quickly. And that is in fact, a lot of times you'll see me using the invisibility cap as kind of a shortcut to get stars. That one, it's absolutely required. Sometimes you bonk on the painting for some reason like that. I have no idea why that happens, but it does, and it's very unfortunate. Anyways, now we have a cannon, because we went into the igloo, and we can get this star on top of Snowman's head without having to actually climb the snowman at all. We just fire a cannon straight up to it. And this is even a better shortcut than the one we used in Womp's Fortress. We really don't have to do anything. We literally cannon fire straight into the star. Okay, next star we're going to get is going to be back over this way, where the igloo was. And we can break that box to get a star like that. Once again, you saw me using the backflip ability to get over to this very quickly. You're supposed to jump on top of those enemies and it'll give you a twirling effect that's actually basically the same effect as Luigi's backflip, so we can just do it as Luigi without having to deal with the enemy to get the nice twirling effect. And the last star in Snowman's Land we're getting is Chill with the Bully. And so this is the last kind of bully star. There's 2 in Lethal Lava Land and 1 right there. That one can be trolly, but his AI is also kind of bad, so he can just get knocked off the edge very easily like that. So now we're going to get a new Castle Secret Star, which you need to get the Power Flower, which allows you to pass through this mirror and get a star that's just through the door here in this very blank white room. And this is also where you unlock Wario. As you can see right here, you've got this Wario painting. And this is how we unlock Wario. We are not going to be unlocking Wario because, as we have mentioned, he's very slow and only useful in specific situations. We're just using that to exit the course faster. So now we're going to switch back to Mario because, as I've said, we need Mario to open the star doors, and the end of the game is locked behind a star door. So we actually do need Mario for the rest of the run. So goodbye, Luigi. We will be seeing your cap ability twice more, and then the rest is going to be Mario. And as I promised, we're going to get the other star on the secret slide. We're going to intentionally finish with time like somewhat above 21 seconds so we don't have to deal with the cutscene of the fast star respawning. So yeah, 22:19, but so that's a couple seconds slower than we could have done it, but the cutscene is quite a bit of time, so. Okay, we are now going to enter the hardest part of the game, which is the very top of the castle, also known as Tippy. It contains 2 levels, Tick-Tock Clock and Rainbow Ride, which are the hardest in the game, as well as the final Bowser stage. This is where runs are either made or die, and I am notoriously inconsistent at Tippy. I could have an amazing Tippy, or I could lose 7 minutes of time. Both have happened. So Tick-Tock Clock gimmick is that depending on where you enter, the stage will either be moving or not moving. If you enter where that hand is on 12 like I did, the stage is not moving. We'll be doing that for every star unless we make a mistake. 3, everything will be moving slowly. 9, everything will be moving quickly. 6, everything will be moving very randomly. 6 is kind of the worst because you have no idea what's going to happen. So Tick-Tock Clock, I do not claim to know remotely fast strats of. There's ways to wall jump all the way to the top very quickly that I don't know. So I'm just going to be doing this relatively casually. And I'm going to get what is, in my opinion, the hardest star in TikTok Clock first. And that's going to be time jumps on moving bars, if I get the strat. I am a little inconsistent with this. So what we have to do is grab this Luigi cap. And this power flower will make us turn invisible. And note that we are on this semi-solid platform that we will fall through. Whoop, okay. So I messed that up. So I'm going to get... So I fall through this platform, and there's a star down in the cage here that you're... In the original version, that wasn't behind an invisibility cap. In this stage, for whatever reason it is. Not 100% sure why. But there's another star that you can get with that invisibility cap if you manage to backflip into it like I was trying to do. Oh my god. Okay, that's a bit of a failure, so we're going to just do a backup red coin star here. Whoop. I got really flustered by the DS running out of battery and messing up this recording setup. So, sorry if my gameplay has gotten significantly worse since then. I know it wasn't great to begin with, but I do think it has gotten a little bit worse since. But this run could still PB, because I am very inconsistent. My sum of best is 7 minutes faster than my PB, so I have a lot of time saved, especially at the end of the run. So we'll see how it goes here. We have 70 stars, 10 more to go. So anyways, like I was saying, I'm going to be trying to get this, this star that you need, that normally requires Wario, because there's a black brick in your way that normally would require Wario to break. It has now been recently discovered that you can actually clip through it using that same kind of unloading trick I was talking about earlier with the Switch Star in Womp's Fortress. You can actually do the same thing for the Switch Star in Hazy Maze Cave. You can do that, or you can do what I'm about to do. I don't know how to do that clip, but I do know how to do what I'm about to do, which is you grab the power flower in midair, and that allows you to jump onto a platform, and then you can get from the platform through the kind of mesh wall of the cage. So it kind of looks like this. This Goomba is trolling me, and I can't even see my camera. This Goomba is giving me the hardest time right now. Okay, so I'm going to usually line up with this corner about here, jump, back. I don't know why I started crawling instead of backflipping, but that's really bad. So we've got to, we'll just jump up and try it again. I'm sorry for this gameplay. Okay, trying it again. Third time's a charm. Usually set up about here. Backflip. Land on this thing. Notice that we're on a black brick right now, but also we've got this mesh that we can just walk right through. I don't know how much of that you are actually able to see because the overhead light is very in the way. So we've got 2 more stars to get here in TikTok Clock. Thankfully, neither of them are as hard as what we just did and failed a couple times. So first off, we're going to be getting the Pendulum Switch Star. So this replaces, for whatever reason, there's always a star called, I think, the Pit and the Pendulum in the original version. For whatever reason, they made that into a Switch Star. And they also redid how the pendulum area looks. These are just bizarre changes that, once again, are kind of inexplicable, but... oh well. This is now a Switch Star. This area with the pendulum looks very different. Also, the pendulum is a lot less threatening when it isn't moving. So normally that pendulum would be moving back and forth trying to block you, but now we can just jump through like that. And last but not least, we're going to get a hand. And so this Doesn't require as much movement up the clock. I'm just going to go here. Do a triple jump, dive into the star like that. And now we are going to head into the hardest stage in the game, Rainbow Ride. So, Rainbow Ride is kind of notorious after we get Toadstar. Rainbow Ride is kind of notorious for having these slow, automatically moving carpet rides that force you to wait forever to get up to various stars. As speedrunners, we have ways of skipping them that you don't have to ride on any of the carpets. Which is why we're getting 6 stars in Rainbow Ride, which you think would be very slow. However, it's pretty difficult to pull off all of them. So hopefully this goes smoothly. If it does, I have a good chance of PBing. If it doesn't, well, that's kind of what usually happens in Rainbow Ride. Anyway, so first off, we're going to get the easiest star, which is the red coin star. Note that I triple jumped up to this area. Normally you're supposed to ride a very slow carpet, but it's actually very easy to triple jump up there. In the original version, it's a lot harder to do that. The levels like kind of compressed a bit vertically, so that triple jump is a lot easier to pull off now. And that was actually a very fast red coin star, which is nice. So now we've got kind of hard triple jumps. This level is a million triple jumps. So there's a triple jump to get up, which is pretty easy. But now we're going to be doing another triple jump that I'm not as experienced with twice to get the swinging in the breeze star and the tricky triangle star. So we got to get up here. We have to go over to where this pole is. And how did that happen? I've actually literally never had that happen to me before. I have no idea how that happened. I've never had it happen to me before, but there's a first time for everything, and I guess if it's on recording, it's funnier. Anyways, what we're going to do here is we're going to try a triple jump over this wall. Ugh. I was trying to land on that platform where there was 5 coins are. I just barely was misaligned. And that can happen. That can definitely happen, and that'll cost you a lot of time. So, I don't know if I can PB at this point because of all the deaths I've had in the last few levels and the failures I had trying to get that 1 star in TikTok clock. I'm going to try, but I have to play basically perfectly from here on out. Perfectly according to my standards anyways. So we're going to try this triple jump again. Line up about here. Mario does not want to face the right direction. There we go. Okay, so that's one thing that can happen that will cause you to fail it. I'm just going to go up casually at this point. That's one thing that can cause you to fail it. I clipped the edge of... There's a pretty tall fence surrounding that platform, and I clipped the edge of it while doing that triple jump up, and it killed all my forward momentum. So now we're going to kind of go around the bottom as intended, and we're going to get tricky triangles, and we're going to try that again for a rainbow. For the swinging the breeze star, sorry. Okay, so that's tricky triangles in 2 minutes longer than it should have taken. Now we're going to try to get swinging the breeze using that triple jump strategy that I almost got. At one time I kind of got taken off the edge, so hopefully it works better. Okay, so it's supposed to look something like that. Unfortunately, I missed the cycle, so now I've got to wait for this to go back. But that's how that triple jump is supposed to look. And what I would do for the tricky triangle star is go from where those 5 coins are, jump down, and you end up getting to where I made those long jumps over to the tricky triangle star. So the last three all have the same kind of basic strategy, and I find this a little bit easier than the triple jumps I was just trying to do because I've been practicing them a bit more. And the idea for that is you want to triple jump off of here, land on this, So you're supposed to grab onto that pole that I just barely missed grabbing onto. Whoop. And now, as I said, I found this easier. I should not have jinxed myself. Okay, so we grab onto this pole, climb up here, grab onto this other pole, climb up here, use this rotating platform to grab onto this ledge right here. And now we can do a triple jump onto the boat. So what that movement does is it saves you from having to ride another very slow auto-scrolling carpet. Now, we use a pea balloon, and since we have all of this wind, the pea balloon actually gives us a significant amount of momentum, and that will allow us to get over to where the Chucky Island is without using the cannon. And the next star that I'm going to get, it's going to get us all the way up to the top of the big house, which normally requires 2 very slow auto-scrolling carpet rides. And it takes like several minutes to get up to, and we're going to get it in like less than a minute if I do everything well. Okay, so that was a lot faster that time. Got that pole jump first try. Camera. Triple jump. Okay. And then now we're going to use this. Hopefully we can grab it in midair before it lands like that, because that allows us to clear the back of the boat without bumping into it. Gives us a lot of momentum, and we're just going to swing it around. And due to the wind, we have enough speed to go all the way up here very easily and get this star that usually takes like 3 to 4 minutes. And that took like a minute. So we've got 79 stars, you can see in the top right there. We've got 1 star left to get. And that star is actually just physically on the boat that we've been pea ballooning off of. So we just got to do that same thing one more time. So we're up, and now what you're intended to do is, there's a lot of current, essentially, wind current working against you. What you're intended to do is get a Wario cap that's up on the boat, which we don't have because we haven't unlocked Wario. Get the metal cap, and that allows you to break through all the wind, but you can just do long jumps and you'll get there no problem. So now we are up to the final level of the game, Bowser in the Sky. We gotta defeat Bowser, throwing into bombs 3 times now as opposed to the previous 2. And once we beat that, that'll end the run. I do not know strats to get through Bowser in the Sky fast, so I'm going to be doing mostly casual. So here and TikTok Clock are really where I think I have the most to learn, as well as general consistency in Rainbow Ride in particular. So if I'm trying to get better, that's where I'll probably focus my time. It's just the end of the game. I don't know the fastest strats, and I'm not as consistent. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed watching this as I'm just kind of climbing up to the final Bowser fight. Sorry about the overhead light getting in the way halfway through the run. I did not expect my DS to run out of battery. Its battery life has significantly decreased over time. I've owned this thing for 13 years at this point, 13 and a half years even. So the battery life isn't what it used to be, and I thought I had enough battery to record this run. But yeah, this aero platform is very slow. There is a way to skip it, but I just don't know it. Straight up don't know it. Oh, got hit by the amp. Okay, yeah, sorry, I just don't have much to say about this, because I'm just doing this pretty casually, getting up to the top, and then I'm gonna try to throw Bowser there to end. Unfortunately, my deaths in Rainbow Ride, I can't quite get a personal best. I can get close. Whoop. I can get close, though. So, we're going to try to just do as good as we can to end this run, finish strong, and yeah. Again, more wind that we have to fight through with long jumps, and we are in the last pipe of the game, going into fight Bowser. So we gotta grab him 3 times. Oh, I just walked into him. Really? Okay, so I'm gonna I'm using the touchscreen right now to spin him really fast. And that'll allow me to get this throw a little bit easier. Oh man, I didn't quite throw him far enough. Whoop. Well, this could be going better. Anyways, the touchscreen is actually very useful for aiming, because you can just see which direction you're facing and where the bombs are as the mini-map. As you can kind of see here, you can kind of see the bombs. So even though I'm not facing any bombs right now, I can see where one is, and fire off and hit it like that. And I've got one more throw. If I get hit once more, I'm dead, so I gotta make sure this counts. And, a little bit off. I gotta be very careful right now not to get hit. Okay. This should be a little easier because I'm a little bit closer. So I don't have to spin him quite as fast to hit him. Got him. Okay. So this is gonna be, high 135, low 136. Others that my BB's 134.37. So this is by no means a bad run. I'm only a minute and a half off of my personal best. This is like my 3rd or 4th best run ever, actually, despite all the deaths. 136 flat. 136.00. So yeah, that's the run. I guess I'll just let the credits roll and start talking and unplug this, because if the battery runs out during the credits, it doesn't matter, and now I can actually focus in a little bit more. Yeah, first off, thank you, everybody, if you're watching this. This is something new I'm trying, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully my commentary was insightful enough to help kind of explain the mechanics of this game and the speedrun. If you want to get into speedrunning this game, there is a Discord that I'm a part of that got me inspired to pick this game up after having not played it for a couple years. So I'll put a link to the Discord in the description as well. And we have weekly races of 80 star in this category, which is the category I just ran. Anybody from all skill levels are welcome. We've had the world record holder participating. We've also had people doing their very first runs of the game in these 80 star races. So there'll be a wide variety of competition. It's a great community. There's a bunch of resources if you want to learn the route I used, which is really just a modification of somebody else's route. But if you want to learn the best routes for 80 star or the other categories, there's a 100% category. There's also categories that use major glitches to skip bits and pieces of the run. So if you want to learn how to do that, you'll get tutorials for various important skips and tricks in our Discord, and also just general interaction, us talking about the game, trying to find new glitches, and seeing what we can do. So one thing in the credits here, you see Mario and Luigi. Wario does not appear in the credits because we did not save him. So this is interesting that the credits actually make a difference depending on who you save. It'll either be Yoshi's always there, Mario's always there because you need Mario to beat the final boss, Luigi is sometimes there, and Wario is sometimes there, depending on who you unlock. Yeah, if you have any questions about the run or what I did, I guess I'll be happy to answer questions you have in the comments. Other than that, thank you so much for all of you who stuck with it, even after my DS ran out of battery, or was very close to running out of battery in the middle, and I had to switch to an area that I couldn't film as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see, based on feedback, if I want to do this again or not. And yeah, I've been Apple Singer signing off. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day, wherever you are.